Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Unity of Command 2 Blitzkrieg, which is the first DLC pack from Unity of Command 2. It is a DLC that adds a campaign for the German side. So Unity of Command 2 originally just gave you the Western Allies campaign. There were two. There was a shorter campaign and a longer campaign, but basically it focused on the Western Allies in World War II from 1943 to 1945. The Blitzkrieg DLC adds 25 scenarios, 13 historical scenarios, and a German campaign from 1939 to 41, focusing on the early war German victories on the Western Front. Actually, Poland first, and then it transitions to the Western Front, Norway, France, Low Countries, and also hypothetical invasion of Great Britain. This is part number 2 in our look at this campaign. The game comes out on November 5th. Part number 1 focused at the first battle, the Battle of the Danzig Corridor. We won that battle, and now we're going to be fighting the offensive on Milwin, or I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but that's what we're going to be looking at today. This is the second battle in the campaign, and both of the first two battles you are fighting as Army Group B, Army Group North, and the third battle in this first part of the campaign will be Army Group A or Army Group South. But that's where we are. This is taken from a live stream from a channel from a couple of days ago, and without further ado, let's jump in. By the way, Web Chief, thank you for the follow. Super Average 214, thank you very much for the follow as well. All right, this will be more of a challenging operation than your battles in the corridor. First of all, your troops are more evenly matched, and secondly, you will face some tough fortifications. The Luftwaffe insists it can shatter such positions from the air and has put a special asset at your disposal. Note the mobile formations that took part in the fighting near Danzig will arrive as soon as they can redeploy. Okay, so we're going to get reinforcements from the Danzig operation here. So the 3rd Panzers will arrive on turn 4. They gain experience and whatnot throughout the combat, throughout the war. So you can see some of these veteran units or these units with some experience will be showing up. Meanwhile, the enemy does get 2 reinforcements units as well. It looks like some Polish cavalry and some Polish infantry. So I'm assuming the units that are deployed here didn't participate in the previous battle. Don't have a lot of options to deploy. It gives me the option to prepare for battle. You can see these units are a little bit weaker. We do have some reserves we can deploy to strengthen some of these units. So we can deploy some infantry steps here to this guy to get him up to 5. I'd like the infantry typically to have at least 5 steps. You can also spend some prestige here to buy reserves. So like we could buy some pioneers, which will make them better at attacking entrenchments and things like that. We can also buy is this armor? We can buy some armor, or just some additional infantry steps, and we can spend our prestige on that. I like artillery, typically, if I was going to buy extra stuff. Artillery allows you to suppress enemy units and defend better as well. I think we'll use these to strengthen this guy up to 5 as well. These guys are free. These are infantry steps in our headquarters unit. What's the little X here? They're green troops. That's not great. Supply situation, everybody... Well, not these guys. These guys will be out of supply. Interesting. They do... I think Dieppe is in the Western Theater one. Typically, the game allows you... It puts you in the shoes of the attacker against the AI, because the AI in these games isn't as great on the offensive. But they design around that, which I think is smart. Now, you can see this map is interesting. It's a little bit narrow at the front. It expands out toward the right side of the map as you drive south. You can see here we have 2 objectives, Lomas and Seedless. Seedless is down here, very far south, and then Lomas is more further north. Both of them driving south to the attempt to encircle northern Warsaw. If we take northern Warsaw by the end of the map here, right here, I believe it'll drive us down the alternate history path, because it'll basically be an early conquest of the city. There are also secondary objectives at Modlin up here, northwest of Warsaw. It looks like it's a fortification town. Looks like there's some icon here indicating it's a fort. Brzezk, Bydlosk, and Milois are all alternative objectives. The only one we have to take promptly is Milois, which is by turn 3, which is here. The other ones we have a little bit more time. Lomez we want to take by turn 6 for bonus score, and Silas by turn 7. So we'll probably drive south along this railway here, being good supply up to Lomeza. Then once that happens, we'll be on roadways, so our direct rail supply will be broken, and that's when depots are going to come in much more handy. We can also advance toward Milois along this railway here, which should keep us in supply, but I'm guessing it'll be more heavily defended on that approach. With that being said, I have more steps to deploy, don't I? No, all of my reserves are deployed. So I don't want to buy any prestige units yet, so we'll just deploy as this is. I'm not going to assign my trucks at this stage. I'd like to keep them more mobile, so I'll keep one in reserve, if you will. These guys are technically out of supply, but that's going to be for like a day. Okay. All right, so we do have flying artillery, which is it's very useful in attacking. We get 1 left this turn, 1 left this scenario. We only get access to him for 1 turn? Well, what's our recon say about that here? Okay. Some Polish cavalry there. All right, let's use our flying artillery against this city here. Like the graphic there, 4 suppression damage. Wow. Swinging behind these guys, we'll move our armor down this way. So we're going to have 0 to 2 attack here. We also breach the fortifications. Then I can advance into the town and take it. So that's good. These guys aren't dug in, so where do we want to go with the rest of these guys? I'd like to protect my flank here, so I'm going to go after those guys. I didn't do anything. Alright, so those guys all leveled up as veterans. Drove that infantry back. I hate the casualties we're taking. A little bit frustrating. I can't lose men. That's my pet peeve. Alright. Ooh, we got nice cavalry there. I didn't even notice that. Okay. Alright, both these units are cavalry. Alright, so how's the supply situation look? We're going to have a couple of units that are out of supply. Let's do this. Let's put a depot down here. That should get almost everybody. No, let's not do that. What if we put the depot over to the east? I think that puts everybody into at least minimal supply. Alright, so we look here. I need to move this unit, this depot forward a little bit, but if I do that now, they'll be out of supply instantly, so we'll wait on doing that. We don't really have a lot of logistical support. That's kind of the hurdle here. I could use a free supply transport here and then deploy it to the front. Also, for some reason, we don't have this whole railway here, so there's no supply coming through that way. Alright, we'll keep them as is for now. You watched some of my Ultimate General Civil War streams, did not see much anguish over losing men in those. Well, that's true. I may have gotten the nickname Butcher for one reason or another. Alright, so this will be the end of turn 1. Let's move forward to turn 2. Take reward, Opal Blitz. I thought I took it. I did, didn't I? Oh, I got another one? All right. So let's beef this depot up a little bit. Okay. And then actually what I can do is I can pull this guy back, and these guys will still be in supply from that Ford depot that has 2. Then we can redeploy that truck depot tomorrow. All right, so a lot of Polish cavalry here. Moving them forward on our breakthrough near the rail line here in the north. All right, so we got some new units. The 217th. I'm going to swing... Let's do this. Let's move these guys here. That'll get us back in supply, right? Yep. Okay. Nice. Drove them back. Wiped them out. Okay, attacked and overran. Nice! So we get an overrun, and when you get an overrun, it means you can move and attack again. So we also just knocked out their supply depot there. We attacked them again and got another overrun. So I can actually attack here. And then I'm not going to pull the armor back. I'd like to swing the armor forward, but that would likely expose my flank to the enemy. What's this, by the way? So no chance of disruption there. We'll move these guys south. I'll attack and take... Ooh, two casualties on the enemy there. Nice. Okay, so I think they'll pull back. I'd like to take these prisoners. That's a lot of frickin' prisoners we can take. Can any of these guys move further? We'll lose the objective if we... I don't want to lose the objective, so I won't do that. Swing these guys in to the rear of the enemy here. Cut their supplies. We will bombard these guys from the air. Alright, we'll get a 2-to-1. Corner and attack. And wipe them out. We'll also take those prisoners. Okay. So, meanwhile, we'll try and drive... I don't have any recon down there, but we'll try and drive south. Toward Bylusk. Well, there's an enemy unit there. We have to take that by when? Turn 11? They must have some strength down here that I'm not aware of. I probably need to move my headquarters unit forward as well. So what if we move them to Ortelberg? Can I? Oh, I can't do that. Interesting. So our right flank's going to be out of contact with our headquarters for a turn. Yeah, I'd like to move the armor forward here, but I don't want to take the risk that they'll try and leap forward and retake the objective. So we won't do that. Do we have any more units to deploy this turn? No. So I think that's going to do it for turn number 2. We'll move forward to turn number 3. Okay, some Polish units redeploying. They're entrenching in Lomza. Okay, so... I'd love some recon down here, boys. Nice. Take some prisoners down there. Alright, so I will swing my armor in here, overrun that enemy cavalry, so I can attack twice. Swing our infantry into the rear here. Okay. I don't think their cavalry will lunge north. I could be wrong. I don't think they have any troops over here on the left, but I could be wrong with that as well. Supply situation should be okay. I don't think their cavalry can get all the way up to Ortelburg. If they do, that would be problematic. We've got a lot of depots there. All right. We'll bombard the troops at Lomza. Get these guys across the river here. Pull back a little bit over there. Meanwhile, we have some new units that are coming on. Another Panzer units showing up here in the north. That's a very useful location for it to come online. So we'll swing it down the railway a little bit. We've also got the 20th Motorized also coming online here. They really need reinforcements. Can I move this headquarters unit a little bit better? Move it over here. It keeps everybody, almost everybody's now in contact with the headquarter unit. And that's it for the reinforcements this turn. We'll wait on Lomzo till turn... We don't have to take it till turn 6. I'll also actually move this mechanized unit over here, just as a blocking force toward this depot over here. The main objectives are to the east, but I feel being drawn down toward Modlin and Warsaw because of the lure of the bonuses that would come with taking Warsaw early. Yeah, Ariel, I get the idea that you don't like the pressure that a game puts on you by taking an objective by a certain date. I think the Polish campaign is interesting because of in theory, the threat the Western Allies posed to the Germans if they were to launch an offensive against their Western Front. I do think this is a game where taking objectives by X date is actually somewhat justifiable in game terms. But I hear what you're saying. Okay. Wiped him out. Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, I think the turn thing is also relative to, like, the way a lot of these games work also. Just in reality, like, if you had infinite amount of turns on any of these games, it would be much easier to win because then there's no real pressure on you to attack aggressively. You can just kind of wait till everything's perfect. You can be like General McClellan or whatever and just be like, I'm going to wait until everything's just the way I want it to be. All right, these guys are, it's annoying that they're not easier to take. So we're going to swing in behind, surround these guys. All right, what's the supply situation look like now that I did that? Most of my troops are going to be in supply down here. So that's good. All right, meanwhile, I do have some new units also. Where are they coming online? Oh, nice. So I can send these panzers south to deal with this enemy cavalry. Okay, are they all going to be in? No, they're going to be out of supply. So we'll deploy a new depot here. Should be safe to extend our radius east. And the second ID, motorized, is also now here. We will drive them south. And we'll finish off Lomeza tomorrow, probably. Let's also just bombard them and see what happens here. 3 sup damage. I mean, we could potentially finish them off here. I'm going to wait a turn. Let them chew through their supply. All right. Modlin, meanwhile, is a fortress town. Unfortunately, I used up my flying artillery. That would be really nice to have it, but I don't think I would get any more anyway. Can we move these guys forward a little bit? Nope. Bad roads. You gotta kind of want to... You also want to keep your headquarters unit on good road and rail connections to extend their radius the most possible. We could do this, but then the guys on the eastern flank would be out. I think I'm actually going to do that, though. Not as worried. That's a secondary objective over there. They're digging in. And adding steps. Great. Alright, they just removed their supply depot from a surrounded position, but now they're also completely out of supply. They are dug in again, however. I'll take the casualties there. Upgrade later. Nice. We get the overrun. So we'll take that objective and drive south. We'll cut the rail line east toward Byalosk. Although I don't know if any supplies come in from over here on the eastern flank. There's nobody in this town. I can't move forward and take it, apparently, though. Well, there'll be someone there tomorrow, unfortunately. What's the supply? These guys are all going to definitely be out of supply. Do we have another Opal Blitz? I can deploy them somewhere. Alright, so we'll get these guys in supply tomorrow, extending my network a little bit further forward. Alright, let's try and bombard these guys out of their fortress. Fortress is in ruins. Nice. Or the city's in ruins, I guess. Doesn't look like Moldlin's going to be an easy target to hit. We're going to be in supply there, by the way. No, we're not. Pushing across that river. What do I do here? If I withdraw here, we'll still be in supply on all the same places. So we'll get one depot back. Alright, overran. We get to drive them back, take some prisoners. We'll attack again and get another overrun. Attack again. Drive them back, take the depot. Do we have more reinforcements? No, that's everybody. Alright, so we took that secondary objective also by the date we were supposed to take it. We have till turn 7 to take Silis down here, which we might be able to take tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not going to attack 0 to 3 or 3 to 0 there, but then we'll have a bunch of secondaries still to... Alright, take... Oh, nice. So I can cut Modlin off from supply here, although my own unit's probably going to be out of supply as well. But I'll do some air supply. I think I've got an air... Oh, maybe not. We'll figure it out. Pushing our supply limit to the max. We might even be able to take Warsaw at this rate. Okay. I don't want to do that now. Don't make me upgrade. I don't want to spend points upgrading my headquarters. I want to save my prestige. Why are you forcing me to upgrade? We'll do the free upgrade again then, I guess. the specialist bridge repair and the specialized emergency supply. Shit! They just moved into my rear! Enemy cavalry just cut off my forward, my advance. They just cut this rail line here. Fortunately, I do have a depot up here. That was foolish, panzers, or cavalry. You die. Meanwhile, I'll take this depot, which will then reinforce everybody within range of it, because we're basically taking the enemy supply. So that didn't really work out for you very well. Polish troops. Meanwhile, I'll move this armor east to take those prisoners so they can't rejoin their units. Drive these guys west toward Warsaw on the rail line. All of these guys are going to be within range of that new depot. They're on the rail line, right? Oh, that rail line doesn't have direct connection. I forgot about that. What ifs? We do have one. Everybody on the left here is out of supply. Put a depot down here in the front to get them all back in supply. Bombard the troops at Magdalen. I need a set piece attack is what I need the ability to do. My headquarters, my units on the flank here are completely out of contact. I think Warsaw gets supply off map directly from across the river here. Northern Warsaw does. So I don't think we're going to be able to get these guys out of supply. Okay. All right. We'll end the turn. All right, so these guys are getting bled down, the Modlin fortification. We don't have to take it till turn 11. So we can wait a bit. Pull these troops back to be within supply, give them an emergency resupply truck there. Okay. All right. Meanwhile, this enemy base over here is also shit. Are they going to be in supply? They're not. Do I need to pull? I don't think some of these depots back here in the rear are doing much. They're not. So we'll pull that back. Meanwhile, this depot is not touching anyone either. So we'll pull that back. So we'll have 2 trucks to push our supplies further forward next turn. Actually, we can pull these guys too. Redeploying our depots forward now. We'll have 3 trucks to do stuff next turn. Let's hit the troops in mode. See if that does anything. It does not. Tactical air doesn't accomplish anything there. Okay. Alright, so we're closing in on this other objective here. Again, we have till turn 11 for all of the remaining objectives. Modlin, Warsaw, Brzezinsk. We've taken all the primary objectives, so this will be a major victory. Using an imaginary corridor as a flank in your encirclement. Nice touch. All right, so the Modlin garrison is completely out of supply. We'll attack with our armor here. We'll get 3. We'll get an overrun, so we can attack again. We are losing a little bit of, I think, just suppression. So Modlin is ours. Another secondary. These guys are all out of supply, but now we've got the ability to move our depots forward. Somewhere. Apparently not really. Looks like we can't extend far. We're too far from a railhead to expand beyond this point. So I think what we'll do instead is we'll just beef this depot up. And that'll give us a huge amount of supply throughout the front there. It's a massive depot, a level 4 depot. Okay. Do we have reinforcements for these guys? Some artillery, I guess. I really need the bombard command. I don't have it. These guys can do a set piece attack. That'll breach the defenses and reduce them from a fort to just entrenchment. Then maybe we can bombard these guys with air. No, that didn't do anything. In any event, they lost at least one of their entrenchment values there. These guys should all be in supply tomorrow. I'm trying to drive south. Let me do it. This is preventing me from being able to flank and knock Blitzkrieg out as well. Because I can't get south. They're in a fortification. I'd like to cut the rail line, but it's not letting me. Alright, these guys are in supply, so I'm going to drive south here. Okay, so maybe I can get these guys on the supply line tomorrow, although they'll probably, some of these guys are going to be out of supply themselves. We're also opening up our own flank to being attacked, so if they move west, they'll reconnect this rail line. Okay, meanwhile, Warsaw, we'll just continue bombing Warsaw. Nice, we got 3 support damage there. Although, it doesn't look like I can attack with any measure of success still. Maybe we can do another set piece attack here. Cornered and breached. Nice! So all of their steps are suppressed. So I can get a very effective attack there in on them now. And Warsaw is going to be ours. Northern Warsaw, anyway. So we took that objective. Now we will race our panzers east to support the attack on Brzezinsk. Okay, we're also going to move our headquarters. Where is it? Here. Okay. And then we'll go after the last secondary objective tomorrow. Also, the Northern Warsaw one is going to allow... Yeah, I figured they'd drive that way. Is going to allow us to... the Northern Warsaw option is going to allow us to go down the sea lion path of alternate history. All right, we'll drive here. So that resupplies our tanks, and now we have cut off Brzezinsk as well. We have 2 turns to take it. Or it should cut it off anyway. We'll also bombard it. I'll need to move my headquarters so I can do, hopefully, like a suppression attack or something like that. Get a little bit closer. They'll still not be in contact. Are they going to be in contact? I believe the units on this side of the river will be in contact tomorrow. So we probably won't actually take this. And I'm not going to just butcher myself on those fortifications for the sake of doing it. Everybody will be in supply. I attack there primarily just to gain a little bit of experience. I get a little bit of suppression, but I do gain some experience with that armored unit. Tomorrow, sorry, I keep meaning next turn. These guys are not out of supply? Well, I'm not going to attack there. Not with these losses. So we'll just end the turn. Should be a major victory. All but one of the secondary objectives accomplished. Yep, it's gold here. We get 179 score, 11 enemy KIA, 18 prisoners. We lose 13 units. I think we did much better in this second battle here in the campaign than we did in the first, even though one of the secondaries wasn't taken. So that'll be it for our Army Group B. You can see here the gold hashes around the Iron Cross thing there means that it's a major victory. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode, however. We'll take a look at the Polish plan in the next episode with Army Group A and the main attack into Poland. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys are all enjoying the series. Leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, I'm out.